All good. All good. All good. Right. It's live. It's live. Right. Let's go. Boxing beats and rhymes. Big up, Anthony. What's going on? Crimson Jackal. What's good? Yeah, news just in. Ben Whitaker signs with Matchroom Boxing. It's funny, because I'm not going to be able to do my usual weekly upload right now because I've got a couple of videos I've got to work on, so I can't do it. So I said, let me go live and just see what's happening. Anthony says no one does it better. I agree. Yes. Hardcore casual in the building. What's up? Base. Let's see what we can get on this story. Spencer Oliver. He was saying that he heard that Ben Whitaker signed with Ben Shalom. I said, okay. I wasn't expecting that. No, I don't know the particulars. There's a video on it. So, just I'm going to skim through what they got on it online and such. The surgeon, Ben Whitaker. Bloody hell. The stick he got after that first me and Cameron fight, man, it was they really wanted to destroy him, and one thing about this country, when they want to destroy you, they don't mess about. They really want to destroy that kid. It wasn't pleasant. And there's going to be people in the comment section, he deserved it. He deserved to get destroyed. Over what? Because he showboated on his opponents. I didn't see them ever try to destroy Billy Joe Saunders and some of the stuff he got up to. Right. I'm trying to get some details. All I've seen is a video. He done a video. He signed with Matchroom, but let's see if there's any details. Bloody hell. Nothing there. Right. Let's see. Okay, it's saying here Ben Whitaker has parted ways, boxer, and has signed a multi-fight promotional deal with Matchroom. I'm on Twitter right now. Oh, Twitter. I'm on Boxing News. I really wanted to kind of like do a weekly, but I just can't get on it right now. at this moment, I can't get on it. It's got too much on right now, so I'll spend a little time discussing this, maybe a few more boxing related topics, and then get out. Does Boxing News have any more of the particulars? It's a long-term deal. It's a long-term deal. That's what it's saying here. It's a long-term deal, but not much more. That's what it's saying here. Long-term. Now, you got the silver medal 2021 in China. It was in China, wasn't it? And he was heading over to Matchroom. There wasn't even no discussion. Like that was this was the natural destination. Him and Eddie already had the deal basically done. And then last minute intervention from Sky Sports. They broke the bank to get him and Fraser Clark over there. You know what I mean? And he was even saying in the interview, this is where he was supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be on Boxer. That's what he was saying. And he even said when he was on Boxer, he alluded to wanting to be over to Matchroom. But look, man, you wanted to be on Matchroom. Eddie seemed desperate to sign. You both got your wish, Boxer and promoter. Now, what are you gonna do? Because all of that is great. But we want to see what you can do in the ring. Sorry, guys, I'm just eating some grapefruit, man. Trying to get my grapefruit in. Rehydration. Yeah. I think it's the right move. I do think it's the right move. Gino, Wagwan. Yeah, they're keeping tight-lipped on the particulars. Long term could mean 4 years or 6 years. He's 28 now, so make of that what you think. Indeed. Long term these days, Anthony, could be 2 years. That's a because the fighters like who like got Olympic medals and have progressed past what can I say a stage where they need as much promotion as someone down the pecking order. They're not signing them big long contracts. Oh, you think he needs a better trainer than Andy Lee? Defensively, he remains vulnerable. There's tough fights, man, in that weight class as well. There's tough fights. Yeah. Some very tough fights in this weight class. All right, they're saying here, everybody jumping ship. Boxer is free to air. Makes complete sense. Great signing to Matchroom. What an opportunity for Ben. What am I seeing here? Queensbury Promotions. Win versus Wilder. Win versus Yang. Win versus... Oh, they're building up Joe Parker. They're showing his win record. So yeah, Wilder, Zhang, Bacoli. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Oh yeah, I heard about Joe Gallagher beating stage 4 cancer in less than a year. Saw something about it from his Instagram page. Hey, don't shock me, Don't shock me. Because like the cancer was probably running for its life from Joe Gallagher. Because Joe Gallagher is one of them grim I mean, I'm complimenting him. Don't worry about it. It's just in my way. He is one of them grim northerners who ain't having it. Joe is one of them. Like Joe was probably back the cancer up in the corner. The cancer said, "All right, may I leave? Me gone." I mean, I'm not messing with Joe. Yeah, well done, Joe. He beat stage 4 cancer. Well done, Joe. That's flipping. That was great news. That was great news. Yeah, Mr. Pads. Let me tell you something, man. After looking after my old lady with cancer, I wish it on nobody. I can't think of anyone I wish cancer on. I really can't. I really can't. You know what I mean? Like, and they just keep sending me letters. You know what I mean? Because I'm old and everything. When you're old, they keep saying, "Oh, you can screen for bowel cancer." Bowel. Man, listen, I don't wait until something mash up before I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not screening for that. I'm scared of the hospitals, bro. After my experiences, scared of the hospital right now. Scared of it. Scared of the hospital. Not lying. Beauty of the pencil. What's up? Anthony said, "Well done, Joe." Yes. Big up, Joe. Big up, Joe. He did it. All clear, they said. Dodge, he said, "I agree, Beats. It's the right move. Shalom, to me, was on probation, made too many mistakes, and had his fighters looking soft." Yeah, he did. He did. Jimmy said, "Eddie going from a professional Anthony Joshua to two little brats in Connor and Ben." In Connor and Ben. Are you separating Connor into two people? Oh, Connor and Ben Whitaker. I get you. I get you. I get you. Well, Andy Lee's not going to let him clown about. You know what I mean? He's not going to let him clown about. Now, I don't know if he's got what it takes. He's got the skill. Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Someone said, "I don't think Joe Parker's run is as good as people make out. They're good names to have. Zhang, Wilder, and Martin Bacoli." I tell you, boy, like, oof. And look at people saying, "Washed, washed, washed." Listen, man. Listen. Boxing fans are just like the worst people. The worst people ever. I'm telling you. This man's career was kaput when Joe Joyce put the hands on him. He was out for the count, and then he followed up with that Jack Massey win and didn't look too good. It was over. And now you want to be telling me that his latest run of form isn't good? Nah, I can't. Sorry. I can't listen to that. Mr. Pads, he said, "Beats Matchroom signing a deal with Riyadh for the boxing, snooker, and darts is interesting. Feels like Saudi are trying to expand their sports portfolio even more now." Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, very true. Very true. And Matchroom have got that kid in it. They've got that young kid on the darts, and he's just like sparked this new lease of life into the game. Darts is more profitable than boxing for Matchroom. It's their most profitable sport. Yeah. Yeah, Chelsea Parker's did his thing, bro. All right, Matchroom boxing. They've got a little thing here what they put together.
For me, it's very personal and it's a very important thing. Show me the money. Hey, hear that, Eddie? Yeah, I'll show you the money. Not show you, show me. Oh, show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Say it with me, Eddie. Show me the money. Come on, Eddie. You can do better than that. Show me the money. Yo, I got Frank Warren on the other phone. Let me hear you say it. Show me the money. Yeah, louder. Show me the money. You gotta yell at us, yeah, Eddie. Show me the money. You can do it, yeah, Eddie. Show me the money. You better yell. Show me the money. I love Ben Whitaker. I love Ben Whitaker. You love this black man. I love Ben Whitaker. I love black people. I love black people. What are you gonna do, Eddie? Show me the money. Congratulations.
That is wild. That is Eddie and Ben are crazy. Anyone see the video, the Matchroom promo? It was like it's absolutely nuts. See that's one thing about Eddie. You see the thing with Eddie, yeah. Eddie doesn't care how stupid he makes him or how crazy he makes himself look. It's flipping brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. They're both showmen. They're both showmen. They're both showmen. Like flipping out. Like never seen nothing like that in British boxing. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And you see, like I know some people think. I mean, he can be annoying, but that is flipping priceless. Priceless. Wow. That's hey, if he can and he said, can you imagine Fish Eyes doing that? No, just no way. There's no British promoter. No. There's none. Ben Shalom, Frank, Mickey, Duff. No, no, none of them. None of them. None of them. Eddie likes the camera. And sometimes it can go overbearing, but at times, you know what I mean? Like, he's so quick as well. Like when before Dillian got popped for the rematch with AJ, and he said, "What did Dillian say? What does it feel like to have AJ's in your mouth?" And he said, "I don't know. You're gonna find out soon." It's like I said, even Dillian had to give props on that. Like you're just quick in it. Kelly Maloney would be up. No, he can't. He can't. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't be up for that. No. Most millennials are unable to understand the Tom Cruise reference. I'm not too sure about it. I'm not a film person. Wow. Well, there's going to be a lot of laughs and jokes, and that's good because it doesn't matter success, failure. It's just down to like how good you are. If you're a Terrence Crawford, like oh my gosh, you're okay. Your fists are going to do the talking. But for a promoter, he needs to get a polarizing athlete. You know what I mean? And Ben Whitaker fits the bill. Now he's going to have to toughen up. He's going to have to toughen up because a lot of them people who wanted to destroy him, nothing's changed on their behalf. They want to see him destroyed. Oh, Jerry Maguire, yeah? Jerry Maguire. I'm not a big film person, so. Big up D.R.B. Newley versus and beats. Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, you got to get that polarizing figure who they love and hate equally. Now, I'm not sure how much people love Ben Shalom, but all of that is based on like the love is overrated. Yeah? The love is overrated. What you need to do is win titles, put it together in the ring, and love is overrated. When you get that respect, even if it's grudging respect, then you're okay. You're okay. Grudging respect is very good because that means like people really dislike you, but you're doing so well because of your skills, because of your craft, that they even have to say, "Yo, okay, I don't like it, but flip it now." That's what Muhammad Ali did. That's what Muhammad Ali did, and Sugar Ray Leonard. A lot of people didn't like Sugar Ray Leonard, showboating, tassels, because it's different, isn't it? It's different. Like Roy Jones. Like Roy Jones put a lot of people's noses out, joints as an amateur because they don't like all the showboating. They don't like all that. They stiffed him in the final against Park, the Korean. Whew. That Willie Hutchinson called him out like very recently. Called out Ben Whitaker. Now that would be an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. Like Willie looked good on Saturday against Jeffers. He did, but he was celebrating like he beat Bob Foster or Archie Moore. But he did his thing though. Did his thing. Can't lie. Long-term deal, huh? That's what it's all about. So Matchroom, are they back in the race on the domestic scene? Like, what direction are they going to take Ben Whitaker in? Is the question. What direction do they go? I don't know, Anthony, man. After watching that performance against Cameron, the rematch, it looked like maybe Andy Lee, you know what I mean? Could be a good fit. Beauty of the Pencil said Eddie is gold. Eddie is just a nutter. He's a nutter. He's crazy. You know what I mean? He's a nutter. Dodge Beats, it has to be said, Talksport boxing is a disgrace. You know what I can't understand about Talksport? Like some of the people they get to talk about boxing. I mean, these are like ex-footballers and like one of them was interviewing Moses Atoma and it was painful. The questions, like I think he stopped short of asking, "Are you going to let someone hit you on the chin to see if you can take a punch?" They're saying, "Would you rather get a first round knockout or have a war?" What boxer wants to have a war before a first round knockout? What idiot boxer wants that? Wouldn't every boxer want all the fights to end in the first? Silly question, really, isn't it? Yeah, they could get frustrated sometimes. Oh, I'm just warming up, but flipping out. I can't remember who it was. I mean, the guy was like Mr. Pad's new Mob Deep album, releasing October the 10th, unreleased verses from Prodigy, produced by Alchemist and Havoc. Nas on the album too. Some very good songs have been released thus far from the album. Okay. Mob Deep. Yeah, well, the mob, Mob Deep. Mob Deep. What's the best one? Shook Ones? Mob Deep, Shook Ones? That's a song, man. That's a song. Man. Mob Deep. Are bad, man. They're bad. They're bad. They're bad. They're bad. What was I listening to about Mob Deep the other day? I can't remember what it was. Alchemist and Havoc on the Beats, yeah? Should be good. Should be good. We be the infamous, you heard of us, official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare, beware. For my crime family, you got soft shots to share. For all those who want to profile and pose, rock in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in the streets, cousin. Every man for himself in this land we be gunning and keeping shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get your whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Man. What year was that? What year was that? That was what year was that song? 1995. 1995. Only 2 years ahead of their debut album, Juvenile Hell. And if you listen to the Infamous compared to Juvenile Hell, and they were just kids, the growth was like flipping on the beats and bars. It's like, whoa. Like Prodigy, bro. Prodigy was that dude. The Phantom of Crime rap. Prodigy. Anthony said most confident people who are actually good make most people feel insecure. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. They do. They do. Copen says one signing doesn't qualify as being back in anything, surely. Well, it depends, man. Like one signing can make all the difference. Anthony Mackin said it's Liam Cameron beats. Let's put this into perspective. Yeah, but you got to remember the first fight, though. You know what I mean? He looked really crap. And okay, I'm not saying it makes him world class, but I'm saying the contrast from the first performance to the second, there was a lot of pressure on him on the second performance. A lot of people were saying Cameron was going to beat him. He put the bars on Cameron the second time round. Didn't Parker lose his second fight under Andy or else his Joyce? Now we praise his work with Parker. Several fights down the line. Oh, listen. Ben Whitaker's got a whole heap of work to go, Copend. He's got enough work to go. The work hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started. You know what I'm saying? Even if he beats up Willie Hutchinson, the world, because we saw Joshua Buatsi handle him, and then we saw Kevin Smith handle Joshua Buatsi. I think 28, he needs at least 2-3 good wins over domestic opposition. Yeah. Willie Hutchinson would be a good start. Then he can look at the winner out of Buatsi and Zach Parker. But Is he ready for that? He's only had a few fights. See, the thing is, right? Yeah, there's going to be all these great videos, these great promos, but there's going to be an expectation for him to fight a certain level of opponent right now. But he hasn't even, I don't think he's had 11 fights, has he? We'll see. We'll see what Andy Lee can do. We'll see. I think Andy Lee can do quite a bit with him, man. You know why? Because Andy Lee, he's good at working with them long-armed, them elongated guys. Like, looks like he done a good job with Shiraz, man. First fight with Shiraz against Berlanga. And don't say it was just Berlanga, yeah? Because a lot of people were saying Berlanga's going to thump him up and knock him out. You know what I mean? It was a good win. Don't take his win from him, man. Don't take his win. It was a good win. It's a good win. Yeah, the work hasn't even started yet. Dodge said, yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Random footballers asking dumb questions. It was ridiculous. And Spencer saying Whitaker resigned with Boxer. Like, yeah, Spencer would seem sure about that Whitaker signed with Boxer. He seems so sure about it. Okay, and Beats, VS and Beats, not a huge fan of them posthumous albums. There was a few good albums after Murder Music was good. All right, Infamous. What was the second one again? Let me see the Discogs. The second album was bad. It was still good. That was with Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth was bad, man. Private one time, and hey, the joint for me, boy, in the second album was this. Is it Extortion with Method Man? Woo! Method Man was on his game, bruh. Method Man was on his game, bruh. He said, I'll burn your britches. That voice. Wow. Method Man. Extortion. That was my joint. Juvenile Hell, the infamous Hell on Earth was bad. Murder Music was okay. Infamy was a group. That's some joints. That's some joints. Yeah, 1995, Anthony. Yeah. Mr. Pads, Adam Catterall from TalkSport is okay to listen to, in my opinion. And Duke McKenzie ain't half bad, but the rest of them are gash, in my opinion. I tell you what, Adam Catterall has improved. He has improved. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't keen on him at first, but he's improved. I give credit where credit is due. He's improved. Manotti, what's up? Anthony says, fake confidence from average people is annoying. Like, Willie Hutchinson was like, whew. It was like, I mean, like, he beat a prime Bob Foster, the celebrations after. He was cursing all over the place. But he wants the Whitaker fight. What's Eddie going to do? I mean, it'd be easy to make with Frank. It'd be very easy to make. I think they have to give him just give him a fight first, and then, I mean, settle him in, bit of marketing, and then go for that. Diobby Newley said, TalkSport is garbage. Is garbage. Anthony said the first fight didn't last long enough to judge his performance. Yeah. Guzzy says, good fit, in my opinion. Showman with another showman. Yeah. They are a good fit. They're definitely a good fit. They're definitely a good fit. Hopefully they don't get too carried away with the show business where, you know what I mean? But he's definitely a good fit. I don't know, man. Like, I disagree, Coppin, man. Like, when Matchroom signed AJ, it changed didn't the company almost change overnight? Who remembers? It changed. It changed it. Like everything seemed to change when AJ signed with Matchroom. Everything just changed. I'm not, but I don't think Ben Whitaker didn't have the punch that AJ did. He weren't. Yeah, it's all good. The skip was kind of cringe, but it's a good move, I think, depending on what fights they had lined up for him. The skip was kind of cringe. I guess it's depending on what your sensibilities are. I thought it was good. I thought the skit was flipping excellent, man. I thought they both got into character brilliantly. It didn't seem fake. It seemed like it was well executed. I liked it. I liked it. But it's not going to be for everyone's taste, is it? Hans, he thinks Eddie should have got Vidal. Where is Vidal? Where is Vidal? Is he just a free agent right now? That might not be. I tell you what, Hans, I might be inclined to agree with Man and Man. Yeah. And especially because Vidal's from the ends as well, you know what I'm saying? I'm biased. Here's what it is. And Vidal's got some skills. He's got some skills. He need a promoter like Eddie might be good, where he could, get to showcase his skills and come out of his shell a little. But yeah, he's left boxer, hasn't he? Yeah, he's left boxer. He's a free agent. Ain't no one came in. So what is happening with him, Hans? Has no one came in for Vidal? I mean, if Eddie's signing the other Jamaican dude, what's his name? Chev Clark. Sign Vidal. DLB Newley said he's definitely ready for Zach Parker. Parker is worse than Cameron. Oh, man, I can't disagree with that. Like Zach is terrible. Zach is if Joshua Boatsy ain't brocking up Zach Parker, then I'll be very disappointed for him. Very disappointed. What was the other song on Hell on Earth where they diss Tupac? Drop a gem on them. There's some people telling me, nah, that ain't a good diss. Look, it's hard to beat Hit 'em Up. It's hard to beat that. But Drop a gem on them was bad, man. It was bad. It was bad. That was a good joint, man. That was a good joint. That was a good joint. Drop a gem on them. He reckons that Dan Aziz is tailor made for him. Did Dan Aziz fight in Nigeria the other day? Yeah, 10 fights, Anthony. It's not a lot. But I think at this point, it's going to have to be a fast track. I don't see what they're going to do. What, Andy and Ben's showboating style? Well, they'll have to come to some compromise. That worked for Ben, I guess. I mean, I don't think Andy's going to try and change him that much. I think it's a case of his punch selection. Try and improve that, the punch selection, and getting people out of there. Because Andy's crunk, so he wants the knockouts. Thinking is free. Said I just finished listening to a Mob Deep marathon. Yeah, Mob Deep was some tunes, man. What did they say? I think the whole world's going insane. I drink what? Chase away the pain. Yeah, that was bad, man. That was bad. Remember Q-Tip's verse when he went through all the designer clothes labels and made a story with it. That was flipping bad, man. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Oh, I get what you're saying. VS and Beats. Okay. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying when they're using recycled verses. I get what you're saying. Yeah, like when they were recycling the Biggie verses, making albums. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Although they did make a couple of joints with the Biggie albums that with his recycled verses. One was with Busta Rhymes, and I think G Dep was on it, and Snoop Dogg. What was it? Young niggas know the rules. I blasted, so my fist it never bruise. He dissed Tupac in it, and hey, them bar. We say, I smashed your cheddar box. Dangerous, you're not. Hey, big win. Like underrated bars, because a lot of people say, yeah, Tupac destroyed him on Hit Him Up. Big comeback. It's a wordplay, boy. You know what I mean? Dangerous MCs, the tune is. Dangerous MCs. I think Mark Curry is on it. It's a bad song. It's a bad song. That was good. And the other one they recycled was with Meth and Redman. What was it? What was it? Meth and Redman, Biggie. Keep your hands high. Keep your hands high. That was bad. That was bad. My block versus your block. Check the hip hop 1-2s and you don't stop. Me and Lance took Kim and C's advance. Bought 2 bricks. Oh man, I can't remember the bar. That's the light of the bars though, man. Biggie was just bad, man. Biggie was bad. Biggie was bad. Biggie was bad. Biggie, what was great about Biggie when he used to rhyme, it was kind of like the words became visual. It was so vivid, so vivid. Special talent, special talent, special talent. Although in saying that special, he worked hard, like Big had to go through some trials to get that style. Biggie didn't just come in the game with that style. Biggie had to work on that, bro. He had to work on that. It's hard work. Beauty of the Pencil says Ben Whitaker signing to Matchroom is a good combination. Jerry Maguire. I've got an album from the guy from D12 called Jerry Maguire. Proof. Let me see. Yeah. I'm sure I have. It was a good album. CD, I've got it. Let's see. Jerry Maguire Proof. There's something called Jerry Maguire. Searching for Jerry Garcia. That's the one. Yes, that's the album. I've got that album. Searching for Jerry Garcia. It's a good album. Proof is quite kind of talented as well. He's pretty talented. He got unalived in it. Like he was in a position where he could have got out from where his old haunts were, but he stayed around, man, and he just got in that situation. I think they're playing pool or something. But it just went pear-shaped, man. It just went pear-shaped. Them dangerous environments, man. LT said he liked the skit. Yeah, I like the skit. Coppin says the yard fight is taking long. No idea why it's scheduled so late. Could have happened months ago. Yeah, well, sometimes it is what it is. You know, the scheduling in boxing is what it is. As long as the yard is prepped, primed, and ready to go, it's not long. It's not far away. It's not far away. It's not far away. So this really, I would hate to say it's his last shot, but Yard has got to take it to Benavidez, man. He's got to make Benavidez fight, bro. If Benavidez is going to win, Yard has got to make Benavidez pull out his all-time best performance. Leave no stone unturned. You know what I mean? Got to take it to his body. You got to take it to his body. You got to match his work rate. Go with him. Go with him. Go with him. Don't let him rest. He ain't gonna try. If he ain't gonna let you rest, you don't let him rest. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, man. It's a big fight for Yard. Callum Smith versus David Morrell next year. It's a good fight. Callum is favorite, in my opinion. I've got Callum favorite. But I can still see a scenario where David Morrell could catch him with that left hook if Callum, after he lets his hands go, admires his work and put his ass on the canvas if he ain't careful. Some good fight. 175 has got some of the best fights right now. The Hell on Earth track featuring Cool G Rap. I'm trying to think what one is that? Hans versus Kesley. Whitaker versus Arthur is a good fight. Arthur's got a good fight coming up though against Brad Ray. See, there's some tough fights out there for Ben. See, Brad Ray and them guys, they're tough. Brad Ray, Arthur, tough guys. Willie Hutchinson, some good fights. So Eddie, you know, fights are out there. Let's see what they select in terms of Anthony says, was DMX a one-off in rap? Oh yeah. Oh yes, indeed. DMX was just off the chain, bro. He was off the chain. He was just like the first time I heard DMX rap was around 1993. He was being produced. Was it Dr. Zeus or someone? And he sounded a lot different. He had a song called Born Loser. And then when he came back with the Def Jam deal, this is the dog. Oh, that was just like, yeah. DMX, man. DMX is bad. DMX was just bad. You know what made X, like, he put all the albums together in such a short period and they all went platinum triples and stuff like that. And like, he was just as engaging on the screen as well, wasn't he? He had so much potential. Acting, rapping, but them substances, he couldn't get over his substance issues, man. Just took him under. Sad. Really sad. But it was that elder when he was a kid, isn't it? Like was it a Woolies blunt? I think it was the Woolies blunt where they used to lace the blunt with crack. I don't know. isn't that how that went? It wasn't just with coke. It was crack, I think. I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job. That's second hand. Mom bounced to, and then we moved to Shaolin Land, a young youth rocking the goose. Only way I began to G off his drug loop. His life started with this one, rolling with this one and that one, pulling out cats for fun. Yeah, smoking cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. Yes, the Woolies blunt, they call it. Yeah, cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. Raekwon the chef. Cash rules everything around me. And what happened to DMX is he was a kid. And you know what I mean? A lot of kids smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? And like one of the elders, I think it was a rapper who he looked up to, who was kind of like supposed to be looking after him. He passed him the Woolies. You know what I mean? He didn't know what it was. And like, he started smoking it. And that's all it takes, isn't it? That's all it takes. And he said that was his time. You know what I mean? Like he was hooked. He was hooked. But you know, DMX had a bit of a childish disposition at the same time. Like, okay, the guy introduced you to it, but he didn't strap you down and make you smoke it. But he always held that guy accountable for what was to follow in his life. But at the same time, he was a kid. If you pass a kid, the cracks and weed blunt or the Woolies, I mean, you call it Woolies in New York or whatever you call it, big up Toro. Yeah, um, it's very irresponsible to give a kid that. Very irresponsible. Big up Toro. Toro's in his new apartment, feeling on top of the planet after sleeping on the streets for 40 days and nights like a prophet. Character building. That's what that is, Toro's character building. Toro said his favorite was nice and smooth. I like nice and smooth, man. What my favorite? I used to I'm gonna make it real funky for you. Stick up kids is out the task. That's a song. That's a song. Paranoia. That was a bad song. Greg Nice, Smooth B. Nice, smooth, but bad. No bad. Paranoia. So much bad. Oh boy. They don't make rap like that no more, man. Like all of Greg Nice's verses were freestyle. He didn't write nothing down. It was all off the top. All off the top. And it sounded like it, but it was still good. It was still good. Toro said his favorite was Nice and Smooth because of the interplay of them both in the lyrics going back and forth. They were bad, man. Nice and Smooth were bad. They were bad. They were bad. They were bad. They're very good. They was on Do It, weren't they? With Gangster. Oh, yeah. It was great. Greg Nice. Greg Nice. Rock for a fee. Maybe I'll do it for charity. Stick lead in your ass and drink a cup of tea. Peace to Red Alert and Kid Capri. Ooh la 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 wee. Say Muhammad Ali. I say butter. Just like oh man, he was bad. He was just crazy. He was crazy. Greg Nice. LT. White Rhino this weekend. Indeed, he's in shape apparently. Ulix thinks Yard is on the decline. Well, he's been very inactive. We can say that. I hope my nose don't go through this period where it starts my sinuses start clogging. I hate that shit. Hate that shit. Have I got any have I got any saline spray? I think I have. I think I've got some saline. You think he's on the decline? He probably is, you know. You're probably right, but this is the last chance. He needs that one great performance, man. Hurt should be in the UK right now, not in the US for Ennis. How are you not going to be in there for Ennis, man? Ennis is a former unified champion. You know how much he's invested in that? He's invested more in Ennis than he has in Dave Allen. Dave Allen can handle himself here in the UK. They're all right, man. There's probably about 9,000 in the Sheffield Arena. They're all right. They're doing the right thing. And Dave Allen knows it. Dave Allen's okay. Frank Smith can handle it. You know what I mean? He's got Jamie Moore. He's got the whole of the Northerners up there. Some hardcore Yorkshire man. Sorry, that people. Grapefruit break. Yard versus Benavides will be a war, says LT. I think it will. I think it will. Toro said he loves David Benavides like a brother-in-law. Okay, okay. Okay. Quadruple A says 789. He says, whoever would lace a kid's blunt is such a hater. A loser. Only a loser would do that. Only a loser would do that to a kid. Like, if you're going to do, even to anybody, if you're going to do that, you got to inform the person what you're putting in the man's joint, man. You got to inform them. At least give them a choice. Muhammad. Southside. Muhammad is a Southside Crips, you know. Muhammad is Southside Crips across the pond, you know. Come looking for man. Freddie Freeman, big up beats. Great news for Whitaker and Matchroom, I reckon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sounds like the hookup. Toro TV says, yes, big up. No Delaying might be my favorite from them. Okay. They've got a few. Hip Hop Junkies was bad. I dress warm so I don't catch ammonia. I'm a diamond, you're a cubic zirconia. Remember that part? That part was sick. That bar was sick, bro. That bar was sick. I'm a diamond. You're a cubic zirconia. I dress warm so I don't catch ammonia. I'm a diamond. You're a cubic zirconia. That was nice, man. That was nice. Phil Leotardo. Phil was sick, man. Phil was sick. A fighter in decline can put two good performances together to go. That brother-in-law statement is a soprano. I love Sopranos, man. Phil was evil, isn't it? Phil was evil. Muhammad, laughing out loud beats. Toro said, "Yo, that lyric is a core memory from my childhood." Yeah, that lyric was bad, man. That lyric was bad. It was bad, man. Muhammad says Benavides throws too much volume for Yard. Yeah, well, Yard's gonna have to try and find the gaps between the volume and get him out of there. Does he have the power though? I mean, he stopped Lyndon Arthur in the second fight in the rubber match. He didn't get close. Didn't get close to dropping him or nothing. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, people. So, what kind of match? Are they going to match Ben Whitaker light next, or are they going to go straight in for? I don't know. What do we consider light? What do we consider heavy? What kind of potential are we talking about? Or is it not going to get off the ground? Is it all going to end in tears for him? A lot of people don't think that he's got the intestinal fortitude. Not testicular is more the word I look at. Testicular fortitude. We'll see, innit? He's got potential though. He's got good hand speed. He's got good length and range. He can box. But when it comes to trench warfare, I'm not sure. Okay, Toro's saying a couple of showcase fights before a real test because he suspects that his confidence has been impacted severely. Mr. S. The promo was pretty good. Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. I don't think I've seen that film, you know. You'd be surprised the amount of films that you guys have seen that I haven't seen. You'd be shocked. Let me tell you something, man. That Nathaniel Collins on Saturday, I don't know if you guys saw the Scottish card. Adam Smith and whoever else was on there, like everyone trying to say that Nathaniel Collins won the fight. He didn't win that fight. It was close. It's close, and they done a good job in scoring it a draw. And like they were trying to like tell everyone, "Oh, Nathaniel Collins won." No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He got hit with a jab way too much. Way too much. Way too much. The sixth round of that fight was really good, though. The sixth round was flipping outstanding. Outstanding fight. And there were some very good rounds, but the sixth was exceptional. Like toe to toe. You know what I mean? Back and forth. Are they going to run it back, though? We'll see. Tell you what, though, Scott's put on a good card. You know what I mean? All the fighters gave it 100%. It was a pretty good card. Weren't too bad at all. Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, he was in Boys in the Hood, weren't he? Growing up in the hood. Jimmy says, Yard's looking very disinterested and lackluster, like his young muscles are getting old. Very muscular, isn't it? But hey, it's a big ask. It's a big ask, like, for him to beat Benavides. It's a big ask. Not gonna lie. Benavides rightfully goes in as the favorite. And if Yard loses, you know what I mean, it would just be because he's not good enough. But at the same time, you've got to give yourself every opportunity. And his inactivity, I don't like the inactivity. I would love to see him like just put up a great fight, though. I don't mind who wins, to be honest, but I want to see him at least go for it, really go for it. Then you can't argue, win, lose, or draw if you really go for it. Time for the next chapter. What we got here? Is that another problem? I want this. I want this. A few little. Yeah, they got him levitating off the ground there. Bloody hell. What is all this? Welcome to the team. Bloody hell, they're going all out to it, like to build him up, though. Flipping out. All good. All good, man. They're really trying to build him up. South side. Mr. S, I think Yard is getting that bag, but doesn't seem like he thinks he can win. Well, him and Tunde got to get their shit together, man. They got to get their shit together. Anthony says the first round will be key to how the fight pans out. Yeah, he's got to get into his stride quickly. He can't mess around. Guzzy, Cuba Diddy's mate Jr. Oh, dear. Aaron Daly. What's up, Aaron? Mr. S. Eddie signing Ben has to be the worst kept secret in boxing. Well, What else? Yeah, we spoke about Diggity Dave Allen, the Doncaster De La Hoya against Matt Mudov. How you guys forecasting for Dave? I mean, if Dave pulls it off, he could be in line to fight AJ. You can see like there's a little contingent of people who think, yeah, boy, like Dave gonna put the final nail in AJ's career. Well, Shelly Finkel, he asked for the AJ fight again. So let's see what AJ says, what Eddie says. You know what I mean? Is AJ ready to go? He should be ready to fight what this version of Wilder. He shouldn't need a tune-up, should he? He should be able to go in there and fight Wilder. Shouldn't need a tune-up. He's a two-time heavyweight champion. I don't know, man. We have to see how AJ looks when he finally commits to announcing an opponent, a location. We have to see, like, if he has any flame burning. You know what I mean? Or is he just doing it because, you know, Eddie and DAZN want him to do it? I don't know. I don't know. The biggest thing is what effect it takes on was what effect it take, like, is he gonna be scared to get hit? Like, you see Devin against Ramirez, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was carryover from the round fight. That excessive movement. Well, Devin, I don't know if Devin, like, I've got Devin beating that Brian Norman, but I don't know if Devin has been active enough to say that he's really over the psychological effects of the Ryan fight. I don't know. That's a good fight as well, man. That's on the is that on what? No, is that on the undercard of? No, that is a Riyadh card. That's a Riyadh card fight, no, isn't it? Devin versus. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, man. David Benavides. Let's have a look. Here we go. Abdullah Mason, Sam Noakes, Jesse Rodriguez versus Martinez. Yeah, that's a serious card, man. That's a flipping card is stacked, bro. Devin versus Brian Norman, 28-0. Devin 32-0. Got Arthur Beterbiev on there. Benavides versus Yard. Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes, 2 unbeatens. Jesse Rodriguez versus Daniel Martinez. A unification. This is a sick card, bro. Card is sick. The card is sick, bro. It's a good card. That's a good card. Anyone disagree? Or anyone think it's whack? Yeah, I mean, Jake Paul would have got hurt, man, against Anthony Yard. I don't think I think he was going to fight not Anthony Anthony Joshua. I think he was going to fight Joshua, bro. The only thing that stopped that fight going through is that Joshua couldn't come off the grid. If Joshua could have headed over to Netflix, that fight would have happened. Yeah. Oh no, VS Beat says David's going to get pummeled, and even if he wins, he can forget the AJ or Wilder carrot. Mr. S, imagine Dave chinning AJ up. Big up Aaron Daly. Muhammad is dealing with work burnout. Every day I get back from my job, I'm mentally and physically exhausted. Yeah. It's a tough situation to be in, that is. I'm not even going to lie. That's a tough situation to be in. When you're mentally and physically drained by your job. It's got to do what you gotta do, mom, you know what I'm saying? Go do what you gotta do, bro. Go do what you gotta do. Toro says, wow, I suspect Norman Jr. will get inside Haney's defense with those leaping left hooks. Huh. Yeah, big up Beauty the Pencil, man. Yeah. Catch you soon, bro. Glad you could catch the stream. Muhammad says Joshua didn't want the rematch with Dubois. No, he didn't. He didn't want the rematch. He definitely didn't. Anthony Mackin said, you are not alone. I've been like that since I got back from Jamaica in August. Haven't seen the gym. Wow. That, that's fatigue. That's fatigue, bro. That's fatigue. A lot of it is mental fatigue as well. Toro says, this has been the best boxing channel on YouTube. Appreciated. Since over a decade. Much appreciated. Yeah, there's a lot of burnout right now. There is a lot of burnout. Mr. S, use gym as a distraction. Don't hype it as a pure fitness. It's actually a mental break. Yeah. It's it's an epidemic, I think, across the country right now. You know what I'm saying? Burnout. Burnout. Mental burnout. The repetitious, daily, repetitious grind. The same walk, the same bus ride, the same train ride, the same car ride to the same place. But it has to be done. You know what I mean? Because your only option after that is to join with the alcoholics. And those are not just alcoholics, but those who it's got to be done. The grind, you got to grind. You got to grind. You got to grind. You got to um, you've got to block it all out, all that mental fatigue. You've got to block it out and do what you got to do. Yeah, it's a treadmill lifestyle. As you said there, VS and Beats, it's a treadmill lifestyle, basically. That's exactly what it is, treadmill lifestyle. And everyone's had it. Everyone's had the burnout. Everyone has had the burnout. Yeah. Mr. S, correct eating is the issue too. You can be in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, but mentally you're not training for fitness. Sometimes discipline is the key. You know what I'm finding, like as I get older, is when I'm working, the less I eat, the more energy I have for work. The more I eat, it's just like brain cloud. I don't know. When I was young, I didn't used to get it. You know what I mean? But if I'm working and either a tea break or lunch break, if I eat a whole load of food, I'm basically setting myself up for a bad day. If I eat a whole load, sometimes I'm even better off just not eating, not lunch or breakfast. Just wait until I go home, mid evening, have a meal. See, that's what I'm see what I mean. I'm eating grapefruit. You know what I mean? That's what I've been doing like recent months and stuff. You know what I mean? Grapefruit and water and stuff. Because it's like I'm realizing now, man, like a lot of the intake, the consummation is just like it's not doing anything for me. It's not doing anything for me at all. And it's not even about like, oh, I can still do lose some weight, but it's not even. I don't even care about that. It's just like the brain fog, the brain fog. Sit down and eat a lot of food. No, I can't bother to go on a bike ride. Can't bother to exercise. Can't bother to do this. Can't bother to. Yeah, but yeah, the eating thing is very vital, Mister S. It's very important. Very important. But if you're doing physical labor, then you have to eat. You have to eat properly. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing physical. Like, I'm avoiding physical labor like the pain, right? It's for a job. I'm avoiding it for like the plague. Anthony says we have to do something about it. Find a better job environment, spend more time with friends, or limit your interactions in the job. I'm gonna figure it out. Mr. S says preach beats, not just alcohol. I stopped daily smoking of high grade last month. I'm 41, been smoking since 17. Yeah, very true, bro. I haven't smoked weed since 2005. It's 20 years now. Yeah, 20 years. I'm telling you, man, at first, it was so difficult to like stop. It was like, nah, can't stop. But now, I believe it's the best thing I've ever did in my life. You know what I mean? Because, all right, how old was I? I was about 37 at the time. We were talking 20 years back. And just like you, well, I started smoking earlier than so. I probably started smoking at 14 or 15 when I was out of the house. When you know what I mean, I had to leave the house about 14 or 15. I started smoking. Yeah. After a time, any medicinal placebo or psychological benefits get lost, and you're just degrading basically your quality of thought, quality of life, because you're not really smoking for the high. You're smoking out of dependency. You know what I mean? Like if you smoke a spliff and you're buzzing, and then you roll up a next one while you're still getting the effects of the last one, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Is what it is, though. Anthony said he can't tell the last time he prepared breakfast in the morning before going to work, a proper breakfast. Yeah, you know what that is. Your mind is somewhere else. Your mind is looking to go somewhere else. You're not content where you are right now. That's what that is. If you had a routine of eating breakfast and working out, that means your mind is like, I don't want to be here. I want to be there. And then, you know what I mean, you'll pick up your routine again. That's what it is. Maybe you still want to be in Jamaica, Anthony. Maybe that's what it is. You might still want to be in Jamaica. I don't think you're dealing with coming back to the. I don't know you. I think I'm just right, and I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you. I don't think you're dealing well with being back in the UK. Because I'm sure I heard you say the other day that you were going to go back over there. You wanted to go back over there and live. I'm sure I heard you say that. You probably just don't want to be here. That's all it is. Mr. S says check out intermittent fasting. Helps to restore your energy and balance. Yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't really gone into the science or how you do it. It's good for the blood vessels and everything, isn't it? Apparently, they start healing up. You know what I mean? Because they're starting purifying yourself. You're not putting no poison. Because that's what food is basically poison. Like it. See, the thing it's life. The duality in life is very awkward balance. It's a very awkward balance. You know what I mean? You eat for your nutrition, but then again, you're poisoning your body. Like some of the stuff we put in our body, it's like crazy. Anthony said, I've decided to dedicate my life to sports. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's better than dedicating it to alcohol and any other substance. Sports is always a good dedicate. Yeah, always good. That's always a good one. Can't really lose with that, can you? And he said, I've never dealt with being in England since 1996, if I'm being honest. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You're a duck out of water. That's what you mean. Like, because I always felt like my dad was always in like bad moods. And I'm thinking, why did I even like when I was a lot older and like I didn't have that fear of my dad. I was speaking to him. I said, boy, Dad, why don't you just go back over? Why don't you just go back over there? Oh, we can't go over there. Just go back. Just go back. Just go back over. You've got the money to set it up. Just go over and set up. And set up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Caribbeans, my parents' age group. You should have never dead in a England. You know what I mean? That was never the plan. The plan was always to set yourself up and go back. Dead in England, in a cool England. It's different for me. I'm born here. But I mean, like, man like Anthony, I mean, he got no business like, overstaying in England. Got no business. I know that because I know a lot of Jamaicans in Anthony's predicament. I know that. Ulix, the food today is more chemical than back in the day. Yeah, you're right. It is. It definitely is. And you know what it is, yeah? Is when you get accustomed to eating food that's not really, because the way it was explained to me on one of the videos, and I took it in, is if the food has more than one ingredient on the packaging, yeah, it's not food. That's not food, bruh. Yeah? Like, okay, if you buy a tin of mackerel with olive oil, then right, you can see on the tin olive oil, fish, and salt. So when you eat that, it's more or less in its natural state as a food. There's no sodium and carbon, bicarbon, this, that. Madness, you know what I'm saying? These preservatives and all that. Stop putting that in your body. Anthony Mackie said, I can't disagree with a single word that you said. Yeah, you like, I mean, I look, I know the Jamaicans in my family, and I see what they're going through. Yeah, they've got no Jamaican who was born over there has got any business eating like the English diet like regular. It's gonna fuck with your mental, bro. It's gonna mess with your mental. I know this. And I'm not saying me, because me born over Yassa, right? I'm born in England. I'm an English boy. But if you're born over there and you try and start eat what the indigenous menu is over here, no, it's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. Yeah. It's not going to work out for you. Jamaican food is very like, I'm not talking about see everyone's probably thinking, yeah, some jerk chicken. No, that's processed up. It's nice though, but I'm talking about if you get an ital plate of food, like I mean, maybe some saltfish, just boil it down, or some codfish, boil it down with some dasheen, some yam, some callaloo. You just feel good after, man. You feel just flipping good. You feel flipping good. Some breadfruit. You get I tell you what, man. You get a good piece of breadfruit. Cook it down. Some pumpkin. Yeah, you can have some boiled dumpling flowers as well. You can have that. You let you have some, not fried dumpling. I mean, I know it tastes nice, but some boiled dumpling, yes. Try and get a lot of greens in the food. Muhammad says he tries to eat whole food always. Yeah. Mr. S, hard food is Jamaican steroids. It is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes, it is literally. I'm telling you, because like when you eat a plate of hard food, as we call it in Jamaica, right? You come away from the table feeling like Superman. It just like recharges up the anatomy. Yeah, that's literally what it is, bro. That's literally what it is. Plantain, beans, yes. Ancient grains, yes, yes. Yams, yes, yes, yes. Edo. You know what I like? I love Edo yam. I love Edo yam, bro. Love Edos. I love Edos, bro. Love green banana. Love green banana. But in saying that, I'm not saying that the English diet is bad. No, the indigenous English diet is very good. Yeah, it's very good because like, if you go for a Sunday roast is good. There's nothing wrong with that because they'll have like they'll have their joint of pork or chicken or whatever they have, boiled potatoes. The Yorkshire pudding probably not so great, but it tastes nice though. You know what I mean? But it's just potatoes, veg, and meat. That's good food. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Concha and Welk soup, Portland special strong back, miss. I've never had it, Miss Des. But I remember my people always used to that Concha and Welks, Never ate it. Never had it though. Never had it. What does it taste like? The soup, Mm. Concha and Welks. I always hear people talking about it, but I never had it. Is that seafood? Is it seafood? Let me have a look. You got me curious now. Man said it official strong back there. Yeah, because that's like um when my family used to eat like that. I miss that. I miss eating food with my family, bro. I miss that. Like Saturday or Sunday, I miss that. I really miss that. Really miss that. You know what I mean? The whole process of it for like the whole day, and like we continued that up into our adult years, and then it just kind of like I guess after my mum passed and stuff, and when she got sick, it started that collapse. I missed that, man. Like the whole process, like Sunday was the best because like play dominoes, play music. Everyone helps it with the food. You know what I mean? Like rice and peas is cooking. You know what I mean? And the carrot juice had to be made. And them days we weren't using blender, bro. We weren't using blender, right? I had to use the grater to do all the carrots. Yeah, grater up all the carrots. Um, Nestle's milk, the milk, and I can't remember how we used to do it, but we used to do it by grater and mix it all together and strain it up. Carrot juice, yeah. I can't remember how we did it. Mr. S, little Guinness punch for the Sunday dinner. Good times. Yeah, of course. Of course, bro. We've got the music playing, just like all the good old school Roots, no slackness really. Although a couple slackness, drop a couple slackness, but it was always like good wholesome music, man. Because that's what it's all about as well, man. That's what it's all about. Isn't it? Like, um, people have to get back to that, like family unit food, family unit dinner, music, spending time, healing, healing. Yeah, because you only have one family, bro. And once your family unit gets broke up and you don't have it no more, you're gonna see what your life is like once you don't have that. It's not a joke. Mr. S, John Holt, Alton Ellis, Janet Kay. Um, Louisa Marks. They always talk about Janet Kay, right? And Carol Thompson. What about Louisa Marks, bro? How come they don't mention Louisa Marks? I caught you in a lie. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Really good. Really good. Like, I always used to remember the pleasure my mum used to get when the family was there, man, eating food. You know what I mean? And I always used to think about my dad, like, how would you allow yourself to be separated from your family? I don't think, I don't know. Mr. S, 6th Street. Guzzy says 100% facts. Jimmy says, yeah, exactly. Up against the wall, Shabin tunes. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you, man. People don't like when the Shabins dance used to run. That's what it was, man. You find a gal, I mean, and like playing them lovers rock. You find a gal in there. I mean, if you're lucky to get a gal, you find a nice piece of wall. Woo! Good days, man. Good days. Good days. Great days. Yeah. Muhammad, what's life like for orphans or people who have been abandoned? I've worked in that environment. Some orphans come out better than people in actually biologically constructed families. Trust me, they can do all that. Why can't they do all that? If the family they've been adopted into are functional and are aware, you know what I mean, and they want to have a functional family, they can have all that. They can have all that. Your family doesn't have to be constructed of all blood relatives. Doesn't have to be. They can have all that. Yeah, but if they don't have that, I mean, I hear what you're saying, though, Mohammed. If they don't have like good adopted parents, yeah, you have to feel for kids like that. You have to feel. You have to feel. You know what I mean? Like is it O'Malley Kumar, the young daughter got stabbed like just. I was watching. You know, like I was watching Sky Sports News, and like the son and the dad and the mum the way they held themselves together in that press conference, and didn't break down talking about the daughter. Like, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. And then you got like the synagogue thing. But going back to the girl, she died trying to save her friend. A knife attack. And this country ain't done nothing about this knife crime shit. Nothing. Done nothing about it. You know what I mean? Nothing. People walking street looking to bore people up. Just no, man. No. And then you got these idiots, you know what I mean? Carl Froch's people talking about, come on, man. Everyone is struggling, Brad. Everyone is under threat from the same issues, bro. You know what I mean? Rioting on the street like idiots. Oh, I heard Simon roasted him, Gary Neville. What? Because Gary, what he said about middle-aged white men, yeah, it didn't go down very well with a lot of white people, and I think he took down the St. George's Cross copping. But I'll speak candidly. Yeah, it should be 10 years, Mr. S, for carrying a knife, in my opinion. 10 years straight just for carrying a knife. Yeah, 10 years. And you know why I'm saying that, right? I'm saying that as a youth who carried, right? But I carried because other kids were carrying. I carried because I was getting threats, but I stopped doing that stupid shit. You know what I mean? Here's what Simon Jordan doesn't realize. No prison places beats, says Ethereum. Yeah, the jail is full. Jail's full up, man. They're having to let dangerous people back out on the street. Here's what Simon doesn't realize. And some people might not agree. When a lot of us, people of color, see the St. George's flag in particular, it suggests that bad things could happen to us. The St. George's Cross to us is the representation of my dad fighting Teddy Boys on road. It's the representation of the South London brothers having to run the gauntlets. Yeah. And you see, but here's what I'm saying now, right? This is a real part of UK life. The gauntlets in the 70s and 80s in South London, you had to be in shape. I'm not joking. You had to be in shape. Run the gauntlet, bro. Because if they caught you, you're fucked. They're going to fuck you up. Right? The gauntlet. That's what that flag reminds of, right? Like when I talk about my mum, I'm talking about a woman who never started trouble in her life. Never. A peaceful woman. My mum used to have to carry spray and stuff, pepper spray, because she didn't know what would happen in the 60s, 70s. So a lot of people see that flag differently to how a lot of us see it. And if that offends anyone, it offends them. But you got to speak your truth. I've got no problem with someone using the flag, But I do have a problem with someone trying to unalive me or unalive one of my friends or my family over some bullshit. I do have a problem with that. And I always will do. And that flag has been the backdrop of a lot of savage attacks, a lot of savage movement, a lot of savage men. But Simon, he wouldn't understand that. And I wouldn't expect him to understand that. You know, what a lot of the youngers who might be listening to this don't realize, in the 80s, there was a lot of what the media may call riots, but others will call insurrections. We call them insurrections. Moss Side, Manchester, Toxteth, Liverpool, Handsworth, Birmingham, Brixton, Broadwater Farm, London. I'll never forget that day. We was at school. And weeks before we knew, the National Front were having a meeting at the Gestetner building on Broad Lane in Tottenham. Thankfully, I went to an all boys school. And the teachers ain't like what they are now. The teachers were a lot, not all the teachers, but a lot of the teachers would have time to talk to us about real life as young men. And we had conversations with the teachers about why would they hold a National Front meeting in Tottenham? Because this time in Tottenham, when I'm talking about Tottenham, I'm going back to before the first riot over Mrs. Jarrett and her demise. I'm going back. I was in school. This was about 84, 83. Why are you going to hold a meeting in an area which is predominantly black, full of Caribbeans? Why are you going to hold that meeting there? And all I remember is later on that day, me and my brethren then, we went to Scotland Green AstroTurf. We were playing football, thinking nothing of it. And when we finished, we were walking back home. And then by the time we got to the high road, it was like all the men was out on road. I said, what's going on? Police were everywhere. And some of the stuff I saw that, I'm not going to indulge what happened because it's a live stream. Some of that stuff I saw. I'll never forget that day. And me, myself, I was lucky that day to get away from something. Very lucky. One of my classmates wasn't so lucky. Wasn't so lucky. And I saw what happened to him. So, I'm not saying they should get rid of the flag, but there needs to be education. There needs to be education on what these flags have meant to certain demographics of people who have tried to survive through in this country. You know, just being real. That Damiola Taylor story really pissed me right off. It did, man. I remember when Damiola passed in Peckham. I'm Caribbean. I'll tell you the story, man. I remember I was somewhere. Let's just say I was somewhere. And I said, boy, it's really messed up what happened to that kid, man, to get stabbed like that. And the Caribbean said, oh, what? African youth, they don't really care. I said, really? I said, is that how you guys are going on? Is that how you mans is going on? I'll never forget. And I left out the place. I was like, there's so much ignorance in the world, man. So much ignorance and hatred. So much. Also, I don't get how people just live in ignorance and hatred, bro. I don't fucking get it. Mr. S says, my 3-inch Webley fishing knife was like a nail clipper compared to those zombie and army knives the kids have nowadays. You know what it was, yeah? Like, see the Liverpool youths then, bro. Don't like, I'm reading Coppin 09. You see the Liverpool youths? The Liverpool youths, you know what they introduced? In America, they called it the box cutter. The Liverpool youths had the Stanleys, bro. They introduced the Stanleys. The Stanleys changed the whole game. Like, the Stanley was feared. The Stanley was feared because it's just opening your skin. It's not going to like the blade. It could kill you as well, but it's just going to open your skin up. And that was a horrible period. You see man walking the street with wet marks on their face. And like you have to think, boy, you keep your P's and Q's, bro. On your P's and Q's. Yeah. The Scousers, bro. The Scousers. The Stanleys. That's where that culture of all that, what came to London, that's where it came from. The Scousers. Don't ramp with them Scouse man there, bro. Do not ramp with the Scousers. I don't know what they're like. They probably softened up like the youths in the Scousers were no joke. It was no joke. Yeah. Man was camped up. Wow. It's just such a like I remember Asher D from Soul Solid Crew. He got such a bad rep from the press and everybody. And the thing is, I had first-hand testimony from people who were basically around in that circle he was in. They don't know what he was going through. They don't know what people were trying to do to that guy and his family. They haven't got a clue. Because when I said, oh, right, like, they haven't got a clue, bro. Because man in the ends get jealous. They see a successful rapper / actor, they're jealous. Coppin, he says, I do feel like the UK is heading for an internal war the way things are carrying on with all the increasing racial tensions in the UK. Yeah, it seems like it wants to go down that road. Anthony said, I wrote to my MP to say that prison officers caught having intimate relationships with prisoners whilst on the job should be given a mandatory 6-year sentence. No reply. Radio silence. Yeah, of course. I mean, like the whole concept of prison is like crazy. Like, how does that happen? How do you, working as a correctional officer, get yourself in them positions there? How do the inmates get themselves in such vulnerable positions where, you know what I mean? Like, man's making knives out of the kitchen tools and stuff. Sexual assaults in the prison. Come on, man. Let people do their time, but brutalizing them is no point because a lot of them are just coming out a lot worse than when they went in. That's all what's happening. That's all what's happening. Yeah, it's just wild. And he said the powers that be, such as Elon, keep talking about civil war in the UK because if there is mass civil unrest, they can usher in new laws and restrict more rights. Yes, indeed. Jimmy said Simon understands. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Tone said, I remember as a child coming home from school to see National Front leaflets posted for our letterbox every day. You know what flags were on those leaflets? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember I used to date this Asian girl, and she used to live in Southgate. And these kids, I mean, they said they were combating, and I've got no reason to disbelieve them. And I remember I used to have to stay in a flat because she was just like petrified, just petrified, like threats, and not just her, but a lot of Asians and people of color, like a lot of threats in Southgate. Just madness. Yeah, that flag. See, that's the thing, man. And like Jimmy said, Simon understands, and like Tone says, yeah, that's what they were putting through people's letterboxes, and that's the flag we recognize is trouble. And people like Simon, like Jimmy said, Simon understands, and the media, they know this, but they try and, oh no, we're just upholding tradition and culture. Come on, man. Come on. Let's stop BSing, man. Stop BSing. Stop BSing. Stop BSing. We all have to live in this country. It's not just for a certain bracket. We all have to live here. You know what I mean? And no one deserves that. No one deserves that. Yeah, to antagonize. That's exactly why they would hold that meeting in the Gestetner building. Anthony said, I've seen footage on YouTube of skinheads and National Front shouting racing insults at Rahid Dougal's funeral walk in South London. Jimmy said Teddy Boys tried to run him over on a zebra crossing as a youth. Wow. Mm. People that see Jimmy understands when I said Teddy Boys. He understands because that's what my dad was dealing with. Him and his friends, the Teddy Boys. Yeah? Before the skinheads, the Teddy Boys. It's not a joke. So Jimmy knows what I'm dealing with. And he says the new wave of non-white immigration don't understand and know what's happened back then. No, they don't. They haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue. Illuminated, you hypocrite beach. You said the same about the Palestinians getting killed, that you don't care. Yeah, well, we're all hypocrites, isn't it? But if I did say that, is it, isn't it? I didn't say I was perfect. I don't remember saying. I don't remember. If you could bring a receipt that I said it, then I'll take you more serious. But I mean, if I did, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing you're gonna do about it, is it? Not like you can do anything about it. Yeah, man. Jimmy, Ratchet Butterfly Flick Bullet was 80s and 90s. Ethereal dreams, willful ignorance. That's what it is, bro. Tom said, when I was a kid, grown men in my area used to Nazi salute me and my friends on the daily. Those idiots never moved away and we grew up. Once we were grown, let's just say we didn't forget. Of course, you're not going to forget that. You know what I mean? Ulix were the Scousers part of the football gangs back in the day. Yeah, I tell you what, man. It all depends, man. Like, you know what I mean? There's a whole heap of different factions of the Scouser street life. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole heap of different factions. You know what I mean? Like in Toxteth, I don't know about the rest of Liverpool, but there's a lot of very dangerous black mixed race men coming from that area. Very dangerous, very dangerous. Ethereal. He works in the meat trade with older teddy boys and their offspring. I feel like I'm back in the 80s. Mm-mm. Mm. Wow. Is that the road we're heading down? We're basically going back. We're going backwards as a country. We're going backwards. Not forward, we're going backwards. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't know. Any good football stories? Boxing stories. Let's see. Get some boxing stories going, man. You know what I mean? Let's have a look what they got. Yeah, they stopped the Ariel and Ede show. Probably weren't doing the numbers. All right, Turkey was annoyed with Ariel, so they could have a role in it, and maybe DAZN will push the inside the ring show. Why was Turkey annoyed with Ariel? Everything boxing. He says the Ben Whitaker signing is very important for Matchroom in terms of leverage for their next TV contract. Matchroom's current deal with DAZN expires in 8 months. What you think? Eddie's gonna get the Ben Shalom, the boot. Wow. Ade saying that Ben Whitaker could be a superstar. At Zanin Abstract says, yo, my mum is officially cancer free, just like Joe Gallagher. That's great. That's great, man. You're too young to lose your mother, bro. You're too young. Way too young. Waiting your whole life for this retreat. Oh, they're showing when Ben Shalom said, I think Eddie is more interested in making himself a star than building fighters. Wow. Do you reckon Fraser Clark and Adam Azim could turn the fortunes around for Boxer and make them a success? Benavidez not interested in Terence Crawford fight at 168. He's not moving back down. No, he can't. How are you going to move back down now? Michaela versus Carmel. Are they sparring? Look at the height that she's one. Okay. Boots and Backram have already had preliminary discussions. That'd be a good fight, bro. So what? Is Eddie background? I mean, not background. Barrow. He must know that Eddie's trying to fatten him up for Boots. That's what he's trying to do. Gonna sign up that Barrow, fatten him up for Boots. Boots takes the belt. But let's see how he looks against Lima on Saturday. Shabazz Mazood versus Peter McGrail. Beatrice Ferreira against that Elif Turhan. That's a sick fight, bro. It's a sick fight, you know. Josh Warrington versus Fergal McCrory. Johnny Fisher is on the bill. Was that? This is a possible Monaco show in December. Boy, Johnny Fisher got long rehab to go, man. It would have been Ricky's birthday today, Hatton, innit? He'd have been 47. Man, Ricky. Greg Hackett says Brian Norman should have taken a tune-up with Rashidi Ellis before phasing Devin Haney. Is Brian Norman ready? A lot of people are saying he's going to knock Devin out. Like somebody in the chat said he's going to leap him with them left hooks. Man, listen, I know Ryan was on the juice, but Ryan is very good at leaping in with that shot. He's got very good timing with that long left hook. He's got very good timing. It's a hard punch to block. What do you say? That could make Ben even more popular, even less popular with Eddie. That's what some are saying, but what can you do? You can't just stop because people don't like you. You got to keep going, innit? You got to keep going. Okay, they made pilgrimage to Brockton, Mass. First stop Marvin Hagler. Okay, they've got a gold bust of Hagler. It's interesting. Joseph Parker, 3 weeks to go. I see him on that Manuka honey boy before he trains. He has a whole load of Manuka honey. Not a whole load, but I think he's sponsored by the brand. David Bergovidis being on Stossbles. Pete don't have knockout power above 160. Says Botanica. You don't think he could knock Yard out? He hasn't had a knockout yet at 175, has he? But then again, Yard hasn't had a knockout in his last couple. Tom says boxer are done. Even with the BBC coverage, Ben rarely puts on a decent card overall. This just prolongs the process like a car crash in slow motion. Oh dear. Yeah, it could be going that way in our time. It could well be. Jimmy says Ariel is an arrogant PRIK. Tom says he couldn't watch that show Ariel got in his TITs. Guzzy, Ariel is a snake. Been saying it for a long time. But Muhammad, man, I mean, I think at one stage I'm gonna have to probably get you up out of there because you got some issues, bro. You got some issues. I've tried to kind of like give you a stay. You got some issues there, bro. Tube says the UK flag has been hijacked by nationalists. They are not patriots. The nationalists use the flag to send a message of hatred and exclusion of people who don't look like them. They hate everyone. Yeah. I don't even think it's the Union Jack. It's the St. George. It's the St. George's joint, bro. Now, look, they colonized under, the Union. I'm not saying they didn't, but it's not that one there. It's the St. George's. It's looked at a lot of us who are not white English, we see it as the thug flag. That's what we see it as. And oh man. Racism is horrible, bro. It's fucking horrible. Really horrible. Tube says Whitaker is still unproven. He's a novice or prospect with potential. Can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. Ulix, hard to say. Ben Shalom needs to find his fighters. Meaningful fights. Indeed. Jimmy says Whitaker is a Naz wannabe without the power or toughness. Wow. Ulix says Boots going for the killer. That'd be a great, great, great fight. Bakram. Is Bakram the sleeping giant? Not the sleeping giant, but is he the kind of like the dark horse? I've seen him fight, but the only outstanding performance I've seen was the Tim Zoo fight. I haven't really seen he looked lethal in that one. Ulix, he said he isn't sold on Norman Jr., but who knows if Haney has the power to keep Norman honest. Yeah. Tube, you can't see Wardley beating Parker unless he makes a massive improvement. I can see him beating him. I've got Parker favorite, but I can see Wardley knocking him out. Yeah, I can see it. Ulix says the BBC have the viewership, so even if the card is subpar, the numbers will be there. Yeah, it's going to do huge numbers, their cards. They should do. No, but Jimmy, Match of the Day is on BBC One, isn't it? It's on BBC One. Ben Shalom's joint is on BBC Two, but that's a flipping. You got a point there though. 10:30. No, it should be all right. They'll be wrapped up by then. Ethereal says, when I was looking to buy a house in Mitcham, the next door neighbor had a cross up, no sporting event on. I said to the agent, let's not bother. She said, why? And I said, that basically means no, yes, indeed. BLACKs. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Wow. Mm-mm. What's BBC Two? What Match of the Day is Match of the Day? No, Match of the Day is BBC Two on Sunday, isn't it? But I think Saturday is BBC One. Ain't it still BBC One? See, I normally watch Match of the Day on the iPlayer, so I'm sure it shouldn't clash. Giza said, "Man's is late to the jance. Just finished with my pod. What's good?" Yeah, yeah. We had to talk about some real stuff that it affects all of us, man. It affects all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, Ben Whitaker. Yeah, he's signed to Matchroom, long-term contract. We're just looking at what we can expect from Matchroom, possibly. What fights? What development? Is there time for development? Are they just going to put him in straight with some hard fights? Because 175 is buzzing right now. There's good fights anywhere he wants. You know, like Craig Richards. What about Craig Richards? He's Matchroom. Craig Richards, Ben Whitaker. That'd be a good fight, bro. Yeah, he should get the fights. Like, as long as he wants the fights, he'll get the fights. If he wants them, because they won't fight him. I'm sure Willie Hutchinson just called him out. Or that I'm not sure if I don't know. Geezer said it's got to be Craig first thinking about it. You are right. I mean, what's Craig got left in the tank? He came back with a win after the Hutchinson fight. Craig looked awful in it, like, but Hutchinson boxed well. He did box well against Craig. He did box well. Can't lie. Got to give him his due. He did box well. I think he surprised Craig. He surprised a lot of people. Give him his due. IFL TV said probably one of the greatest fighter announcements in the history of British boxing. The announcement was great. It was great. Ben Shalom must be screwing seeing that. All right. So they're saying Hadir Jalalov wins his bout at BAP RO10. Is that on the Sergei Kuzmin card? 77-73. Twice. 78-72. Who did he fight? The Uzbek did not look good, but got bullied around the ring at times. I personally felt that he suffered a knockdown in round 5 and that it wasn't called due to his opponent fouling shortly after. What has happened to this guy? What has happened? How is the likes of who's the English youth again? Moses. How is Moses the top prospect when this guy here was supposed to kick all types of ass? What has happened to him? Who did he fight? I didn't even know he was fighting. How comes I don't know he's fighting? That's mad that he's fighting. I didn't know he was fighting. None of you mentioned it because you didn't hear it. You didn't know about it. I didn't know. He's just gone way below the radar. You know what it is? It's all the time he went back to fight in the Olympics. Man's going backwards. You know when I knew that he wouldn't be a good pro? Is when he beat Fraser Clark. Because Fraser was cut. He suffered cuts in the previous rounds. And when he fought Jalalov, he just opened up. But the way Fraser was like going after him, I said, this guy's going to struggle as a pro, bro. If Fraser like didn't have the cuts, he would have gave that guy a whole load of issues, bro. Just too. He looked like he looked a bit tentative against Fraser. Man spent too long straddling between amateur and pro. I want to see his fight. I didn't even know he was fighting. And you know something? You see Usyk, he might be the last of a dying breed of the Eastern European, or what was it? They're going to say he's not from. They're not. They're from some part of Asia. What is it? What part of Asia? I hate when I forget because someone's going to come in there. What are you calling him that for? What happened to Ditchko? He lost to Jermaine Franklin. Ditchko and this guy here. I mean, even Hergovich, bro. Hergovich is okay, but he hasn't had the outstanding performance yet, has he? I can't even see highlights of this guy's fights. They ain't even got highlights of it. You're done us, bruh. You just become boring. Oh, here it is. They got the whole fight here. We have to watch the whole bloody thing. It's 36 minutes plus. And you got a highlight reel. He's 31 now. What happened to his career, man? Could he be a late bloomer, perhaps? Because he did have some ability as well, didn't he? Tom said at Beats, I get my boxing news from you. Big up, Tom. I don't know what happened to this guy. I don't know what happened to him. Tom said, can't let boxers like Hutchinson get a Rivermill box rings around you. Yeah, he did. Like, at times, he made Craig look like a plodder. I'm not going to lie. Big phrase. Jimmy says, yeah, but ideally, main fight BBC 2 9:30, BBC 2, so the viewers flick over to BBC 1. Boxing fans watch football too, and the BBC don't want to compete against themselves 100%. Giza says, Shalom has lost one of his prized assets in Whitaker and has the other struggling in his division. Boy, everyone's sleeping on TKV, you know. I wonder if TKV could pull off the upset against Fraze. That'd be fucking deep. Jimmy says Fraze is just now fighting in the nice guy lane. Oh no. You think he's just there making up the numbers then, yeah? Beats. Muhammad said beats. Nothing wrong with letting off steam from time to time. You know, I'm a great human being. We're not perfect. Our generation is against a lot of talent. Yeah, but you're talking about the world is going to feel my wrath. It's I don't know. It just I mean, it's a bit uncomfortable, isn't it? Big up Bruce Gass. Um, Jalalov. You know Jalalov Ulix? Jalalov. Bakhtamir Jalalov. The man who turns pros and goes back in the Olympics. And see, everyone is saying in the comment section, he's effed his own career messing around. Someone said he definitely did. He was rocked and felled his opponent, just ruined it for himself. Right. So he's like, gee whiz. Vitaly Kadukov is his opponent. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he's still got that amateur style, in it. Look, he's not really putting nothing on that jab. He moves very well around the ring, though, nice and light on his feet. But they're saying he didn't look too good. He's outboxing this guy with no problem at all, as he should. The guy looks like a cruiserweight. And not a big one either, the guy he's fighting. Ah, well, it is what it is. Man, if I ain't seeing them fights live, it's gonna be hard for me to take 40 minutes out of my life to watch the whole of it right now. You know what I mean? When I've done this, I'm get a few Zs, get a few Zs. That's just like punishing myself. 36 minutes. Jimmy says, didn't Klitschko want to go back and fight in the Olympics? Yeah, he did. Yeah, after he already won a gold medal. Yeah. And Manny Pacquiao tried to go back. Beatrice Ferreira, woman boxer, she went back. She didn't win, though. She didn't win the Olympics. Remember Manny Pacquiao, he tried to go back. And I think, what's his name? Hassan and Jackham, whatever his name was. He was a former champion. He went back. He didn't win. Most of them go back and they don't win. But Jalilov did. Cats are just mad animals, you know. So they put them in separate cages and they're still fighting. They separated them because they kept fighting, and now that they're separated, they're still trying to fight each other. Mad. All right, people. I think from here, yeah, like I think that Ricky Hatton situation has hit Manchester pretty hard. You know, it's hit Manchester pretty hard. See, like his brother Matthew is. I mean, he's tributing him all the time. I wonder how his son feels, man. Campbell, that must be just devastating. All right, R.I.P. Ricky. Sad. It was really sad. Ulix said it was shocking to hear the news of Ricky passing and the way he passed as well. Like, yeah, Campbell's got a video today. I haven't seen it. It must have been horrible. The person who met Ricky in that state, like, no, they haven't announced it yet. I think the funeral is Friday. They're probably not going to until after the funeral. Yeah, pretty sad. All right, I'm probably going to go live for Dave Allen. Against Matmadov. Probably going to go live for that. Peace.